Welcome to the Gurukul Prep Daily Podcast on 1st October. Update 1. Important Day. International Day of Older Persons, 01 October. The International Day of the Older Persons originated with United Nations General Assembly Resolution 45 by 106, enacted in December 1990. The day, observed annually on 1st October, strives to raise awareness of the worldwide difficulties and problems that older people confront. It aims to raise awareness of the need to honor and care for older people and their vital contribution to society. It highlights the need to address the unique challenges and issues older persons face, such as healthcare, social inclusion, and economic security. This year's theme is Aging with Dignity, the importance of strengthening care and support systems for older persons worldwide. Update 2. Important Day. International Coffee Day, 01 October. The International Coffee Organization, ICO, founded International Coffee Day, which was first commemorated on 1st October 2015, to acknowledge and promote the global coffee industry. This observance aims to emphasize coffee's economic, social, and cultural significance and promote awareness about sustainable coffee methods, fair trade, and the issues coffee growers confront worldwide. It serves as an opportunity to promote sustainable and ethical practices in the coffee industry, highlight the hard work of coffee farmers, and raise awareness about the challenges they face. This year's theme is Coffee, Your Daily Ritual, Our Shared Journey. Update 3. Important Day. World Vegetarian Day, 01 October. Every year on 1st October, World Vegetarian Day is observed to raise awareness about the benefits of vegetarianism and how it contributes significantly to reducing the environmental imprint. Vegetarianism has grown in popularity in recent decades as research confirms the benefits of plant-based diets and their ability to improve health. The North American Vegetarian Society launched World Vegetarian Day in 1977, which was later adopted by the International Vegetarian Union in 1978 to promote vegetarianism's joy, compassion, and life-enhancing benefits. Update 4. Agreement. Arunachal Pradesh government signs MoU with Delhi's ILBS for cashless treatment. The Arunachal Pradesh government has inked a Memorandum of Understanding with Delhi's Institute of Liver and Biliary Sciences to provide cashless treatment for up to 5 lakh rupees to the state's Chief Minister Arogya Arunachal Yojana beneficiaries. According to Chief Minister Pema Khandu, under the MoU, the Institute of Liver and Biliary Sciences, ILBS, will provide cashless treatment based on credit authorization issued by the Chief Minister Arogya Arunachal Yojana, CMAI, on the suggestion of the referral board at the Naharalgun-based Tomo Riba Institute of Health and Medical Sciences, TRIMS. Update 5. Appointment. INS elects MV Shreyams Kumar as President for 2024-25. The Indian Newspaper Society, INS, has elected MV Shreyams Kumar, Managing Director of Mathrubhumi, as its President for 2024 to 2025. He succeeds Rakesh Sharma of Aaj Samaj. In addition to Kumar, the following central office bearers were elected for the period: Vivek Gupta of Sanmarg as Deputy President, Karan Rajendra Darda of Lokmat as Vice President, and Tanmay Maheshwari of Amar Ujala as Honorary Treasurer. In its annual report, the INS stated that its member publications recorded an 11% rise in ad revenue for the calendar year 2023. Update 6. Books. Dr. M.K. Ranjit Singh's fourth book, Mountain Mammals of the World, released in New Delhi. Author Dr. M.K. Ranjit Singh, a member of the royal family of Vankana in Saurashtra, Gujarat, is widely recognized for his conservation efforts. Former politician author Padma Vibhushan Dr. Karan Singh recently launched his fourth book, Mountain Mammals of the World, at the WWF in New Delhi. The book includes 58 species and 119 mountain animal taksha worldwide, images, and maps. Dr. M.K. Ranjitson dedicated his latest book, Mountain Mammals of the World, to his 4 grandchildren. Update 7. Economy. GST Council establishes group of ministers on compensation cess. The GST Council has formed a 10-member GOEM, headed by Minister of State for Finance Pankaj Chaudhary, to make decisions on taxing luxury, sin, and demerit products after the compensation cess expires in March 2026. The group of ministers, GOEM, which consists of members from Assam, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal, will submit its report to the Council on 31st December. The task before the GOEM is quite critical as it would have to suggest whether the levy would continue as a cess or additional tax. Update 8. National. Ministry of Panchayati Raj hosting workshop to bring together stakeholders. Union Minister of State for Panchayati Raj Professor S.P. Singh Baghel inaugurated the National Workshop on People's Plan Campaign 2024 Sabki Yojna Sabka Vikas Abhiyan on 30th September 2024 at Dr. Ambedkar International Centre, New Delhi. The Ministry of Panchayati Raj is organizing a national workshop on 30th September 2024 on the People's Plan Campaign 2024 Sabki Yojna Sabka Vikas, being launched nationwide on 2nd October 2024 to mark the beginning of the annual exercise for preparation of development plans in panchayats at all 3 tiers of Panchayati Raj institutions, PRIs. Update 9. Schemes and committees. Railway Ministry prepares for Kumbh Mela with 992 special trains and 933 crore rupees investment. The Railway Ministry is going all out to prepare for the next Kumbh Mela, including intentions to run 992 special trains and a 933 crore rupees budget for infrastructure and amenity renovations. This massive religious gathering will occur in Prayagraj beginning 12th January, with an estimated 30 crore to 50 crore devotees. With a focus on ensuring seamless travel for the pilgrims, the Railway Ministry is working on doubling the railway tracks at an approximate cost of 3,700 crore rupees in the Prayagraj division and its adjoining areas. Update 10. State. Defence Ministry agrees to share land to resolve traffic mess in Tech Corridor. The Defence Ministry has agreed to transfer over approximately 12 acres of land to assist long-pending construction on widening Bellandur Road, providing much-needed respite to the Tech Corridor of East Bengaluru, notorious for its severe traffic congestion. The Defence Ministry's action will help to resolve the perennial traffic problem and provide seamless access to the eastern regions of Bengaluru from the Central Business District (CBD) areas. Besides, the Defence Ministry has also agreed in principle to hand over another 10 acres to Brihat Bengaluru Mahangarpalik (BBMP) for road widening across Bengaluru.